Hey, you guys want to learn a trick from an old body guy? Say you got a fastener that's someplace that you can't see and you're trying to figure out what it is. Now you know. Hey everybody, I'm Jason, and this is Jay's Project Garage. Poison ivy. Damn goat pen. I got that stuff everywhere. It's finally healing up. Jewelweed salve. If you ever get that stuff, it's awesome. It's the second you put it on, it immediately stops itching and it starts healing up pretty damn quick. So look for it. But today, we're out in the big part of the shop. You guys have never really been out here before. Mostly because it's really close to the chickens and the dogs out back and you have to hear them. But we're going to be talking about my 91 Mustang GT, what my plans are for the build, and things that you should keep in mind when you're planning yours or in the middle of building it. You got to think about long-term goals. All right, so this car is out of Oklahoma, and I don't know if they don't use salt there or if this thing just never really spent a whole lot of time outside, but there is zero rust on this car. And that's the reason I got it and why I've hung on to it for so long. Body-wise, it's in great shape. There's just some door dings and stuff that we're gonna be fixing. There's a few hail dents. I'll show you guys how to fix dents and stuff really quick. And in the front, somebody tried grabbing hold of the bottom of the core support and pulling it forward, and they just bent the hell out of the front end. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make a kind of a homemade frame rack to bring the rails back down. We're gonna be replacing the front aprons. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use original style or the ones without any holes or anything in them. It kind of depends on whether I go carbureted or if I stick with fuel injection. Went to Motion Raceworks and got the lower radiator support. This way I can put any radiator in it I want. If I do decide to turbo it later, then I'll have the brackets to put the intercooler and stuff in. And as far as the interior goes, it's gross. It needs to be cleaned. But I need to find some door panels. I'm going to replace the carpet in the headliner and give it a thorough clean, and it needs a new steering wheel. Okay, so as far as my goals with this car and things for you guys to keep in mind, it's getting a 351 swap out of a truck. I've been told that the oil pan out of the truck won't work, but we're going to find out. If it doesn't, I got a welder that says it will fit. And it'll save me a couple $100 on an oil pan and a pickup and stuff. And I might make the sumps a little bit bigger to hold a little bit more oil. I don't know. It's getting 351 swapped. I'd really like to keep it air conditioned, but I just want to make it a really fun driver. When I first got the car, and when I was young, I race car, race car, race car. I don't care how streetable it is, race car, race car, race car. I can live with 13.5 to 1 compression and run on race gas and going and cruising. I can deal with no air conditioning. I can deal with huge gears in the rear, and now it's like, man, I just want to drive the car. I want to hear some camshaft in the exhaust, but I want air conditioning. I want it to be quick, but I want it to be comfortable. And a lot of problem is when you got guys that are on a budget, like most of us are. Your project's going to take a long time, and your mind is going to change over the course of however many years it's going to take. So you go race car, race car, race car, and you get halfway through it, and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to go race car anymore. I kind of like the boat that I'm in. Just kind of keep that in mind. Kind of set a goal for the car, figure out what you want to do with it, and stick with it. I've been collecting parts that I knew weren't going to change for a long time. Like I knew I needed a front bumper, and I knew I was going to go stay with a stock front bumper, so I got a used one up on the shelf. I knew it needed door handles, so I got those. I knew it needed struts for the rear hatch, so I got those. I knew I was going to need caster camber plates, so I bought those. There's a lot of things that I've got on the shelf for that car and ready. Now I'm to well, do I want to put an aftermarket K member in it, or do I want to try to use the factory one? The 351 swap It's make things a little bit tighter, and I've got a set of BBK headers and stuff for it. There's not going to be a whole lot of room, and I'll probably never be able to get to the starter with the stock K member. So I'm kind of thinking to just put like a Team Z. I'm a big fan of Team Z stuff. I've used them, and they're awesome. So yeah, there's little things I'm still trying to sort out, but the gist of the build is going to be 351, 5-speed, probably a 373 gear, something like that, which I already have. I've already got a rebuilt traction lock. I've already got a lot of stuff for this thing, but there's some little knickknacks that I still need to sort through. I would love to keep it injected, but injection's expensive compared to carburetors. I've already got a Holley carburetor, so it's rebuilt, it's ready to go. All I have to do is buy an intake, and I'm running. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And I don't remember what video it was I was watching, but I think it was somebody that was on Power Tour. I think it was Spider Garage, maybe. If you haven't checked them out, do. They're fellow Hoosiers. It's a father and son team. They built a Monza Spider. It's a nice car. They LS swapped it. They've done a ton of work on it, and they've videoed it all. But they've gone on Power Tour and Drag Week and all kinds of stuff with that thing, and it's a cool story. But I don't remember if it was their car or somebody that they were with. They had a problem with a wheel bearing or something, and because they were using like trick race parts, you can't just go down to AutoZone or O'Reilly or something and buy parts for it. You have to try to find them. I absolutely do not want that. I don't want to be stranded on the side of the road knowing that the only way I can get a part for that car is to order it from Summit or Jegs or Competition Products or from Holley, or I don't want to have to order parts. I want to be able to go to the parts store and get it. And that's been the theme with all of my builds. If I can get away with stock parts or a stock variation, a variation of a stock part, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to be anywhere in this thing and not be able to just stop anywhere and get a part. Now, the first store I stop at may not have it, but I'll be able to find it someplace close. You know, a distributor cap, a set of wires, a whatever. I don't want to run a bunch of MSD stuff on this thing and have an MSD box go bad and I'm stranded. I don't want to have to carry around a bunch of spares. The factory stuff is really good. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of miles you can put on this stuff, and it's gonna keep working the way it's supposed to. That's exactly what I want. I don't want to break down. Now I'm trying to get my son more involved in the car thing. If he wants to. I'm not going to push it, but the last memories I want is for us to be stuck on the side of the road somewhere. So my plan is for this build, as of right now, I'd like to put a set of AFR 185s or a 185cc head of whatever. I'm not totally opposed to using Chinese casting, as long as I put good parts in it. A good set of aluminum heads. I'd like to keep it injected. I'm going to do a little bit of research on the intakes available from TrickFlow for the 351. Something like an Extreme Energy 274 roller motor or roller cam. The bottom end is going to stay mostly stock because I seriously doubt I'm ever going to rev this thing over 6,000. I'm going to put a set of pistons in it. They're just going to be hyper eutectics, probably single valve reliefs. Put the compression 9.5, 10 to 1, something like that, so I can run it on pretty much any crap gas I run across. I've already got pretty much a full BBK exhaust for it. I just got to buy the cat back. Probably go with Flowmasters because you can't have a Fox body without Flowmasters. I'd like to find a set of cheese grater taillights for this thing. I want it to look mostly stock from the outside. It's going to be lowered, have a set of wheels and tires on it. Not going to have any super trick suspension stuff. Probably have coilovers in the front and mostly stock stuff in the back, maybe aftermarket control arms. So I don't have any problems with wheel hop or any of that kind of stuff. And the 5-speed, I like to keep it air conditioned, and we're just going to clean the stock interior up, put a set of door panels and stuff in it. I want it to be a fun car that I can jump in at any time and go anywhere in the country and never have to worry about anything. I've got other cars we can build race cars out of, and we're going to. But you guys are going to be with me through the entire process on the 91. I'm going to show you everything I'm doing. Kind of in the final stages of planning on the 69. We're mostly done with the metal work. I just got a little bit of body work left to do, set gaps and stuff, and it's going to be going off to paint. When it comes back, we'll be going through what I'm doing with the suspension, with the engine, the interior. I'll show you guys how to do headliners. I see a lot of channels doing headliners badly, and nobody's showing you how to do one the right way, so I'm going to show you how to do that, where you can bounce quarters off the thing and it looks great. It's easier than you think. There's a lot of stuff coming on the channel, so make sure you guys stick around. Don't forget about the giveaways. They started at 100 subscribers. I think I'm up to 49. So thank you guys very much for the views and subscriptions. But for now, get out in the shop and work on your projects. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you. I'll probably make another video this weekend.